What's up, guys? So it's been a long time since I've made a YouTube video, but yesterday was Easter. It is April 22nd now, and I just wanted to talk about holidays and the aftermath and the best approach that I've found when kind of recovering, if you will, from, holiday eating, because I think most people allow those days for themselves to indulge a little bit, which is completely fine. But if you're in a dieting phase or you have a history of like disordered eating or whatever it may be, it can become kind of tricky the day of or the day after. So obviously we're talking about what you've done in retrospect now, what I did yesterday as well, and how I've kind of learned through myself and clients how to handle that. So like a little bit about how I've handled holidays in the past. I have done everything from, now this is of course dependent upon whether I'm in a dieting phase or just maintaining or whatever, but like in the way past when I had really bad issues with food, I would typically use holidays as a day to just eat whatever the heck that I wanted, whatever amount that I wanted. And that can be okay for some people, but the issue with that was that I was severely restricting all the other days of the year. I was not allowing myself any leeway, any treats, anything like that. So those days where I kind of told myself mentally that it was okay to have a free-for-all, I really did have a free-for-all. And I would just end up feeling like crap, being so bloated, so nauseous. I'd feel like I was hungover the next day from all the sugar, and as I later found out, the gluten, which I can't have without having issues. It was just a really unhealthy way to approach food. I remember after my high school graduation, I went home and ate an entire bowl of this brownie, like pudding sludge that my mom had made, and like 3 pieces of cake, after I'd already had a ton at the actual event, and I just laid on the bathroom floor and cried. So like I've been all the way there, and then I've also just completely restricted myself during holidays where I wouldn't allow myself any leeway. I would bring all of my own food and I wouldn't allow myself any type of treats, and that was okay, or I told myself that it was okay. But like, as much as people want to say, and I've said it too, it's about who you're with, not what you're eating. Food's still a really big part of our culture, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that as long as you have a healthy relationship with food. So that was a really restrictive time as well, and I found that didn't really work for me, because then I just feel kind of sad, like I was being left out of things, and I didn't like that either. So the best approach that I found, and something that I've been practicing probably for the past year or two, is I do bring food. I always bring a veggie dish. My family knows that I will be down for bringing the vegetables. So, I make something healthy, a bunch of broccoli and carrots and cauliflower, stuff like that. I'll cook it in coconut aminos and coconut oil. So I know that I have that healthy side there that I can fill a lot of my plate with. And then I eat the vegetables, but I also allow myself to have dessert. And the only restrictions that I put on that is obviously I don't really want to feel like crap the next day, so I try to stay away from things that are super high sugar or have like a lot of gluten or dairy in them, just because they don't sit well in my stomach. Now yesterday, I will say that I did have some gluten and I had a lot of sugar, and I did wake up today feeling kind of groggy, but I don't regret a single second of it. I am in a fat loss phase now too, so I tried to plug everything into MyFitnessPal in retrospect, and I hit like 2,000 calories, which is like below my maintenance actually. So it's still probably in a slight deficit. I woke up this morning and the scale was the same. I didn't go up. Now that's not always the case. Sometimes you retain water if you eat a lot of, from eating a lot of carbohydrates or eating salty things like all the ham that we had yesterday. But that's normal, right? So if you step on the scale this morning and you were up a couple pounds because you indulged and had a good time with your family yesterday and had some awesome chocolate, like, don't freak out about that. There are a few things that you can do to get back on track, if you will. I don't really like using that term, but one day of bad eating or eating off of plan or eating off of your diet is literally going to do, nothing to you in the long run. You're going to retain water probably for a few days. You might feel a little bit mentally groggy for a few days, but if you get back you know, on your base meals, you'll be fine in the long run. So number one, make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. Especially Easter, I think ham's pretty common for a lot of families. You're obviously probably going to be retaining a lot of water from all of the salt in the foods, and if you ate a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of sides, a lot of desserts obviously are very carb rich, and so is alcohol. You know, alcohol kind of makes you retain water and stuff too, so make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. Number two, get in a light workout. If you can go in there not thinking, okay, I need to burn off all of these calories now. That should not be the goal. You don't have to earn calories. You don't have to, you know, pay for your sins by doing 2 hours of cardio. Just get into the gym or do a workout at home, because it's gonna make you feel good. Because sweating is gonna, you know, help you sweat all that, you know, crap out of your system. You know, just to make you feel good. Working out feels good. So get some light exercise in. It'll also help get your digestive system going to kind of process all that food and get it through your system. So drink lots of water, do a light workout, and then just start implementing those healthy habits again. So make sure that you're having your vegetables at every meal and you're hitting your fiber, which you might not have yesterday, depending on what you chose to eat for your Easter breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So just make sure that you're covering your bases, and then make sure that you're getting enough protein in. Obviously, like ham and eggs and stuff like that are pretty common Easter things. I don't know, maybe you had turkey, but usually holidays play more to the carb and fat heavy foods, and that's fine for that day. But especially if you have weight loss goals, leaning out goals, muscle building goals, if you're into fitness in any way, it's gonna be absolutely even more important for you to make sure that you're back on track with getting enough protein in throughout your day. So honestly, that's it, you know, and don't dwell on the fact, like, don't spend the whole day and the next few days being like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have eaten that piece of cake or that second piece of cake or, you know, that chocolate bunny. Like, whatever, you did it, it happened, it's done. There's nothing that you can do to turn back time. And if you try to pay for your food sins, it's just gonna create an unhealthy cycle, right? If you still have Easter candy in your house, it depends if you are a moderator or an abstainer. So if you do better, like not having any chocolate in your house, you know that if it's there, you will eat it, maybe gift it to somebody. If you are a moderator, well then just have like a piece a day till it's gone. You know, there's nothing wrong with still incorporating those fun foods in your diet, just in smaller amounts that better fit your caloric needs and your current goals. So yeah, unless you're a person that you just know, okay, I can't control myself around these leftover Easter chocolates, or, you know, I don't know, donuts or whatever you have in your house, give them to somebody if you can't, or have a little bit each day if you can. And that's the best way to handle that. That's it. There's, you know, there's nothing inherently wrong with the fun foods. And that's something that I've kind of struggled with too. It's like, okay, I'm gonna eat all this food on this day and then it's off limits again from here on out. Well, that just sets you up for the next holiday or the next birthday party or the next big event. You binging, which is kind of what it is for a lot of people. You binging again, and then you feel like crap again, and then this vicious cycle starts over where, okay, day's over, I'm gonna, you know, hit hardcore at the gym, I'm gonna eat only salad and, you know, chicken breast until the next big event comes. You gorge yourself, you feel like crap. Well, how about you know, if you have that Easter candy or you go out to eat in the next few weeks, you can still enjoy yourself, just in moderation. So anyway, I know I was kind of rambling through this whole thing, but I just kind of wanted to put some minds at ease, because I know how hard it can be navigating the holiday on the day and then the aftermath of what you do. Like yesterday, I ate a lot more than I suppose I anticipated. My plan going into it was to still track my calories after each meal to make sure I was hitting my protein, and I told myself I was maybe gonna have a piece of chocolate or two, and that's it. And I think that I shouldn't have told myself that, because it put that restriction around myself, like, okay, I can only have 2 pieces of Sarah's chocolate and then I'm done for the day. Well, you know, I had a piece of Sarah's chocolate, I had a couple bites of a donut, And then I had a little slice of cake that my aunt had made that was sugar-free. She made it with erythritol and she wanted me to try it. And it was all super good, but I'm like, okay, that's my 3 little things. And then I got home and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to get back on my, you know, caloric deficit tomorrow. I might as well enjoy this. So I ended up having a big piece of cake and another half of a donut, which looking back, like I logged everything this morning in MyFitnessPal and I was still around 2,000 calories. Like I said, like I still was in the caloric range I needed to be for a high day on a cut. Macros were all wonky, but I didn't like blow my macros out of the park like I thought I did. So, you know, sometimes you just need to take a step back, evaluate the next day. Okay, how much damage did I really do? You probably really didn't eat as much as you thought you did. And even if you ate 4,000 calories, it's one day. Get back on your healthy lifestyle, or if you're just starting, don't sweat it. Just incorporate again those healthy habits that you've been doing every day up until the holiday, and you know, get back on track, and life goes on. So I hope this helped if you were kind of stressing out about what you did over the holidays.